The Last Jedi. I just finished watching The Last Jedi. Now, before I say anything about it, I mean, why did it take so long for me to watch it? Well, the only reason I watched it is because I kept seeing stories here and there, and there were like spoilers everywhere, which kind of made me feel like, you know, eventually I was going to get around to watch it, and I didn't want to, by the time I watched it, have all the spoilers already. I know that for example, I knew that what's his name? Han Solo's back, Skywalker's back, and I'm kind of like starting to spoil it. Now, why wasn't I interested in watching it in the first place? Well, to be honest with you, because after the prequels, what are they called? Sorry guys, let me warm up here, okay? Bear with me. The Phantom Menace and all that rubbish, I kind of lost interest in it. The first Star Wars, I loved it as a kid. The second one, brilliant. The third one, oh my God. And then it's kind of like forgot about it. So when those 3 prequels came out with Jar Jar and these stupid, really just terrible. Obviously, I don't need to go into it. I kind of looked away. I thought, you know what? Star Wars is like a high school friend who I love this person, and really have got warm memories of the good times we spent together. And seeing the prequels is kind of like seeing this friend now as a bloated, pretentious wanker who's just dumb and lost. It's just, the spirit's gone, doesn't exist anymore. And, there's always going to be this emotional sort of, oh, come on, man, it's Star Wars. Come on, it's Luke, the Force, and come on. But I kind of looked away. It's similar to how I feel about Doctor Who. It's kind of like, you know what, let's just not ruin the memory of it. So I think I didn't even watch the third one. There was the Attack of the Clone. No, what's it called? The first. I blocked it out. What was it called? The Phantom Menace. Then there was the other one, the Revenge of the Sith, and I don't even remember them. It's like what's it called when you your kids, you disinherit them? What's it called? There's a word. Sorry guys, it's 4 a.m. Anyway, let's get back to The Last Jedi, because the last couple of days I thought, let's catch up. So it was The Last Jedi and the one before that, which was, I forgot what it's called. The one introducing Rey. And now, if you listen to this, it probably means you're a huge fan. You've already seen other reviews, and we all know the complaints already about this gender political correct nonsense, and it's all true. Rey is just, she's not sweet, she's just annoyed and bossy. She's annoying. She's not vulnerable, she's not sweet. I don't see any fragility there. I don't see any, and she's tough. She beats people up. She's totally strong, independent woman. And you know what? I don't care what happens to strong, independent women. They're strong, they're independent. They don't like me. They don't care if I like them. So just stay away from me. I don't want to fall in love with them. I don't want them to be my friend. There's no romance. I don't care if she finds love. She doesn't really need love. And I don't see how she could have anything, and okay, the theory I think with these is they think we're going to chase them. And usually this strong independent woman, the big tough woman, the reason she's big and tough is because she doesn't have a man. Doesn't have a man. And usually there's 2 reasons she doesn't have a man. Number 1 is she's too ugly, too stupid to get a man, Reason 2 is because she slept around and has been with too many guys and slept with guys out of her league thinking she could be their girlfriend, and they dumped her. She feels now resentful against the alpha males for not being her boyfriend and wooing her and loving her. And she's resentful with the beaters for not being alphas, and feels this thing of, well, if I want a guy, I'm going to end up with a beater. So I don't want a beater, and resent the whole situation. So that's why women have got an attitude these days. There it is in a nutshell. And Rey has got this modern woman's sort of annoyed look. And there's a lot of annoyed women in Star Wars, and a lot of TV. I'm watching bloody Westworld. It's another whole other story. It's every scene is some woman, some 30-something woman telling men what to do with an annoyed, do this, do that. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'll do it. Yes, ma'am. And I don't know, are the moviegoers, are they all female? They want to see this? Is this what they want? Now, getting back to Star Wars, because I've kind of used to it, because I've been watching Westworld Series 2, which I'll talk about another time, but I'm particularly sensitive now to, women bossing men around. And this particular one, there was the commander who was a woman in the end, and Leia, everyone has to know. Leia picked up a gun. I mean, how old is she? She's going to fight with... And so it annoyed me with that. And of course, also the anti-white thing, which is just totally obvious. Only a moron would deny it. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Just watch the first one, now watch the second one. The Chinese girl was the brilliant, of course, the black stormtrooper, which is just, and the rebels are all, I started looking for him in every shot. I was like, okay, is there any blonde, blue-eyed guys? And of course, it was obvious that because the evil guys, of course, were all white, which you've all noticed that. The evil white male. So the whole thing reeks of I hate my daddy and screw men and we women, minorities can take over, which of course women are not a minority, which is just, anyway, let's not get into that. So but I was happy to let that go. I thought, look, let's just go with the story. Okay, so let's just put that aside. And political correctness, and let's just concentrate on the story. And okay, here's the problem with the story. First of all, I didn't like the characters. And they had this thing with the black dude. He was a bit too cocky and arrogant, and I didn't like any of them. I don't really care. They're not. Look, I'm gonna just jump to another topic here, before I forget, which is that Luke told a story. Remember the story of Luke said about how he was training, what's his name? The bad guy. I forgot his name. Let's call him the bad guy. He was training him. He was a Jedi, and then something went wrong, and he trained a whole bunch of them. And one night he went and did this and blah blah. No, because Luke, that's like Han Solo had a kid, and he was telling all his backstory, and I kept thinking, that sounds like a movie. Why wasn't that a movie? And also Leia was having the chats, and a lot of time in this movie was spent talking about things that had already happened. And I'm like, hold on, I don't want to see that in a movie. I want to see them happening. I don't want to see Luke sitting there talking about telling me a great story that happened. It's a movie. I want the movie to be about now, what's happening right now. This backstory thing, I found that really and also, I'm sorry, but Luke's back. Han Solo's back. Princess Leia's back. This is huge. They should have been the stars. I just can't see them as co-stars. I can't see them as, background characters to embellish this boring Rey, who with her posh accent, with her annoyed. Oh, that's the other thing. When she went to the island, nagging him. She sounded like, "We want you to come and help the rebellion. You've got to do it." She didn't sound like, "Listen, we really need your help. You've got to help." It wasn't. There was no sort of, "Please, Luke, I'm begging you. We're desperate." It was like "You got to come back. You have to do it. Right? You're not going. I'm not going anywhere till you come back." It was an annoying tone of voice, and it didn't. When he picked up the lightsaber and threw it, I mean, that's a huge moment. Right, this is right in the beginning. She picks it up and just tossed it, and it didn't even. I thought, there's going to be a close up of the lightsaber flying from his hands and the music, and oh my god, he's rejected the lightsaber. It was just like, plop, screw this, and blah blah. I'm going to go have dinner. I'm like, what? That was so anticlimactic. Now I'm sure you've read other reviews that talked about the pointlessness of the gambling, the casino scene. That was just dumb. The other way else off the top of my head, the Chinese girl saying, because we want to protect, I saved you because we want to save the things we love, and kisses him on the lips. It's kind of like, I'm sorry, but have these guys ever seen how film romances work? That was more of okay. There was romance there. I didn't sense romance. There was no flirting. There was no she's not beautiful. There was no chemistry. There was no. It was just out of the blue. She just suddenly kissed him, and it was kind of like, oh, okay. And I'll tell you, I mean, I don't know. Why can't you get an Asian guy, and why can't you get a black guy? It just seemed really like we want the interracial couple. Everyone, we're really progressive. And the commander with the pink hair, ugh. I don't know what she's supposed to be. Anyway, look, I've got nothing else profound to say about this film. That's my main complaint about it. What did I like about it? I did like the last bit when Luke revealed that he wasn't there the whole time. That was good. But then when he died, it was a bit like, I don't know, I expected more. And he kept going back to Rey, and I think she's boring. I'm sorry. Remember the kiss in the Empire Strikes Back? No, it was the second one. When finally Leia said, "I love you," and Han goes, "I know," and that was an amazing, like, oh my God, you could sort of see it. There was flirting, there was blah blah. You know what I mean? That's the standard, guys. That's how you do it. I mean, it's not like we're trying to invent. I'm just complaining for nothing here. We've all seen how it's done. That's all I got to say. I don't understand how they're going to have the whole rebellion now just with 10 people in one spaceship. Is that the idea? Yeah, I don't know, man. It was okay, but it's almost like they're not. It could have been better. It could have been better. And I think this is the trouble with Star Wars. You want it to be amazing. So, but they've got plenty of money. They've got plenty of time, and these things are just. Look, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, what could they have done? Do they not have any ideas? The stories could have been better. I remember there's a Mr. Plinkett. I looked up Mr. Plinkett review of not this one, but the one beforehand, and he said, "What they should have done is this," and blah blah. And he went to this. I don't know the link, but if you're a fan, you've already seen Mr. Plinkett. You already know his amazing reviews, and he sort of said, "Why couldn't Leia do this and Han Solo do that?" And he was describing what they could have done, and what he described, I thought, oh my God, that would have been a fantastic film. What a great story, and that they didn't. So I don't know. Anyway, it's some films you watch and you go, oh my God, that's so fantastic. That I just saw something amazing. How do they do it? How do they do it? Other films you look at and you go, gee, I could have done that. They should have done this. Why didn't they do that? They could have. And this is one of those ones. There's no bit in this that you think that I couldn't have done better, and there's no magic bits. And also the bad guys are not really. I mean, the main evil dude is the old guy who looks old in his chair. He was scarier when he was like this hologram, by the way. When he was in that clean room, and it just looked more like just some funny CGI thing. I thought the initial one, where he was really huge, was much more impressive. They should have kept that till right in the beginning. When she what's her name, Rey meets him, that's when they should have shown his something there. That should have been, oh my God, or even have the whole thing in darkness, a voice. I could have just a voice, and then when she meets him, then shown this something to go, oh my God, But the main, this is the thing, the main bad guy now, Han Solo's son, we've already seen him lose the sword fight in the last film. And he lost to, he's not this invulnerable. I mean, you got to have a good bad guy. He's got to be really, really bad and really, really strong. You have to genuinely feel that there's no chance. And I never felt that with this guy. He always looked like a big kid. He's got big muscles, though. I saw him topless, and it's like, okay, so he looked like he can handle himself, but still looks like a boy. And he sounds like a boy, and he's always got this hurt look on his face, like a hurt boy with the weak chin. His acting was fantastic, one of the scenes. I'll give credit to that. I forgot which one it was, when he was talking to her. But he wasn't, at any stage, this amazing, like... She always looked more the powerful, confident one that was going to determined that she was going to win, And then that way it was a little bit boring. But yeah, Leia, I really got nothing else to say. That's it. I wish it was better. I wish that, eventually, I don't know if what they're gonna do about this anti-white thing. If they're gonna get over it, I think that they're obviously trying to get them. Even one scene, I remember there was like a Leia and a black dude and the dreadlock dude and a black woman and an Indian. Okay, because I started looking for, is anybody white? There's an Indian woman, and right in the back there's some guy with a hipster-looking guy with a beard. It's kind of like, oh, geez, okay. But anyway, yeah. And see, this is the thing. If they're going to argue that people need to see themselves, otherwise it's excluding them, then that's why they should have white guys in it. You've just identified the problem. If it's okay for black people to say, hey, which I don't think they are, but let's say they are. If it's okay for black people to go, hey, man, we need more black people in movies, then it should be totally reasonable for white people to have themselves in movies. And if they're going to say, well, yeah, but it's, tit for tat, then they're doing it out of spite. Come up with your own stories, man. Come up with your own new female things. Don't just walk in and say, well, this seems to be very popular. I think I'll take it over and I'll turn it into what I want and to nag. I think what Hollywood must be happening is that the men must be having married to feminist wives, and they want to impress their feminist wives by sabotaging the whole thing so they can get laid. That's my theory. Anyway, look, I'm going to go. Thanks for listening. And the future of Star Wars, I don't know. Now Leia's dead, and Han died. Even the last episode. Wasn't even bother doing a review. Han just came. And again, I didn't like him being the sidekick. Han's not a sidekick. It's Han Solo, man. He's a star. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye. And one more thing. Chewie, when Han died, Chewie, there was no reaction. There was like a bit of, but then before you know it was all forgotten. I would think Chewie would be devastated. I mean, come on, man. There's a whole story there about Chewie getting over it. I mean, so that was just like, yeah, we're gonna just skip over Han Solo just died, and then we're back to the story, just like it's this minor plot point. Ugh.